845, we are live. Here we go. We are at Supreme Performance NA, Saints and Sinners. Live right here. We are going to be talking about the inception of 845, how 845 got started. We have some members here. We're going to go over some of the members' love for cars, their passion for Subarus.
Also their modifications.
What they do with their Subarus. We've got a bunch of racers. We've got modifiers. We got people who are in the stance. We've got people who are into rally. We've got people who are into drag racing. It's just we have the whole gambit of people who like cars, and we're just going to be here talking about cars. In the future, we'll get some people to come on from some other crews and clubs that we know, that we hang out with at the car shows. We are affiliated with some of the other Hudson Valley clubs in the area. We are a New York-based club.
In the greater Hudson Valley, Poughkeepsie, Wappingers area mostly, but we
pretty much
spread way across.
Pretty much. It's tri-state, even more than that. So every state surrounding, we've got people in Connecticut, we got people in Jersey,
Rhode Island,
Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. So we cover Maryland, all of New York and that.
We got a lot of people in Maryland too now.
There you go. That's awesome.
Oh no, absolutely. But we're just talking about like the greater area and stuff like that. We go down to the Mid-Atlantic, because going down to York and stuff like that for things like Boxer Fest, you meet a lot of people from the encompassing states around there and stuff like that. And we actually talked to a lot of people from Maryland this past August during Boxer Fest and stuff like that. So we've pretty much we're spreading like a virus, but in a good way.
So one of the best things is when we had a family from Wicked Big Meat come up to us. The kid couldn't even drive yet. I think he was 14 years old. He already had a WRX because his dad bought him one. They work on it together. He watches all of our videos. He follows everyone on Instagram and YouTube and all the different social medias that we have. And this kid was so into it, and his dad was so into it. They do it as a family, and they do that because they watch 845Subie. So that was real inspirational to us, because to see all the stories of people who are coming up to the booth and who are just showing love for our crew was absolutely amazing. So that's just awesome.
Not only that, but all the people that come up and tell us what they're doing with their builds and stuff like that, how far along they are. People that don't have it on the road yet because they're doing full engine swaps and stuff like that. It's amazing how many people come up to the tent and they just keep talking to us and stuff like that about everything that they're doing with their cars and where they plan on going. They show support for the club and stuff like that. So we're absolutely ecstatic just to hear other people's journeys and stuff like that, and to be able to share our journey as well.
It's amazing. So we see some people have joined here. Wow, look at this, man. We got Cookies. We got Shreks. We got Gizmo. What's up? Shreks, Zella, Jet Morrow. We've got John Paladin. I hope I said that right. We got Nat Tran joined. So hello, everyone.
What's up? Welcome.
Yeah. So we're just waiting. We're actually going to get some things rolling. We're waiting for some cameras to charge so we can fully get some good angles here. We got something going right now, but it's going to get better.
It's just some small tabletop stuff that we're doing right now.
So we figured we'd come on, do some Q&A, and show some stuff. But let's talk about some of the cars. Yeah, right. Yes, we did. We shouted them out. That's where we are. You can see here, we got our wonderful wheel display in the back, right?
That I'm blocking right now.
Our Subie flag. That's all right. This is not full setup, but yeah. VSC.
Shout out VSC.
845Subie, you know. But yeah, we've got a whole bunch of stuff coming too. Some cool things, like you're going to find at the tents this year are these coasters. You're going to be able to get them in a whole bunch of different varieties and flavors. Challenge coins coming out, but that's a whole different thing. We'll get to that later.
Also, something that's kind of cooking in the works. We're in the early stages of, but we are looking into a race division.
These are really cool. 3D printed. 845Subie. Cool story about this. JP made one of these. It said VSC 845Subie. We went to Vermont Sports Car. We hooked up with Andrew. We took the tour, and we gave him the plaque, and they actually freaking use it around VSC. When we went, it was on their little miniature RC racetrack, which was nuts. We were floored, and Andrew said he keeps the thing in his office, and they put it all around the shop. So 845Subie is at Vermont Sports Car, which is amazing.
Yep. And we did get to see Bucky there, and he actually took the time to give you a really awesome plaque that was made from the glass window of his actual rally car.
Yeah, so that was neat because helping out during the season, I got to pretty much like I was the chaperone of Betty, pretty much. So I took Betty to the dance multiple times. It was the daddy-daughter dance. Bucky's the daddy, but he let me take the daughter to the dance. So that was really cool. So I got to help out. I brought it off the trailer. We did certain things where we prepped it. We did demo drives. So the Lexan window that he had, all through the GRC days, they cut one of those race windows into it, and he gave me the actual race window signed. So that was seriously cool. So we're going to get it here in a couple minutes.
We're also looking forward to the start of this season because we're coming out of the box big this year. Definitely for Wicked Big Meat, Boxer Fest, all that stuff, all the clean culture meats and stuff like that. Yeah, we're looking to attack it hard this season.
Yeah, big plans this year. 2025 is going to be amazing. Stick with us.
Again, developing the race division and stuff like that. We'll see how things pan out with that.
We are still looking for cars. We're looking for shells. We're looking for entry-level stuff. But we've got an eclectic mix of people with a whole lot of talent. So once we get going with the race car division, we're pooling all of our talents of everyone in 845 to do race car things, whatever that may be. If it's wrenching, if it's designing, we're going to design an awesome livery. Driving, we're going to develop drivers. We're developing a race team. So that's going to be really exciting because we have drivers of all experiences coming. We have Phil in our group, who's an active track racer. I am an experienced track racer, but haven't done it in about 15 years, but we're going to get back on the horse. I have experience. James has some experience. I have 5 years of SCCA Auto X and Rally X experience, so that should come in pretty good. So once we get this team going, we're going to be developing drivers who maybe you've never driven before in a race car, and we're going to put them in and develop this whole team and develop the car as we develop the talents of the team. So that was basically the whole vision and vision board behind our race team. And Just a Rex, what's up? You just joined. Mr. Two Bear, Britt Catherine, MoK49, hello everybody.
And what's also great about doing this race division is that we are going to have everything basically on camera because I myself do video, Joe does video, we got Phil that does video, he actually throws up his GoPro, and the shows that we go to that we might be also competing at and stuff like that. You're going to have full coverage. There's no way that you're going to miss anything.
No, and that's what's cool with this little, something's brewing with us with Subie Mods. We really can't come out and say exactly what is going on.
Because it's still up in the air a bit.
But a couple things are solid, but we can't talk about it right now. Right. Stay tuned, because that's going to come out soon, hopefully. Besides that is our affiliation with Subie Mods and the race team. Right. We have chosen them to be our pretty much supplier for the race team because their whole entire business model, we love the people there. We love everything that's going on with Subie Mods. So yes, we will be using other people. We have Saints and Sinners. That's our shop. We have Supreme Performance NA. So, that these are our people here, right?
And then,
come on. These are our people here. So we're going to be using all these different shops.
Also, big shout out to Overtake USA.
Oh, yeah, Overtake. So, yes, Justin Grimm. Good stuff. We'll be utilizing them as well.
Very much so.
Yeah, Supreme Performance just came out. How cool is that? Whoa. So hopefully they just saw that. Shout out Supreme. But yes, this season's going to be looking good. The amount of social media that we have is pretty cool in the group because when we do build this race car, the collaboration between all of us and the just abundance of social media that we're going to have between all the members, you will be flooded with all different things about the race car, how we build the race car, how we're going to prep the race car, all the work that we're going to do on it. So all those affiliations, they're going to come in. We're going to make sure that all of our vendors, our affiliates, our sponsors, shout out Proper Performance for wraps, check them out. So anyone like that we're going to affiliate with, we're definitely going to be pumping ad up and representing all these people who affiliates.
Major shout-outs going on.
For sure, guys. Absolutely. Supreme, thank you.
Yo.
And as for the VBs in general, I highly recommend them. They're very fun to drive cars.
What should I look out for? It's a CVT. 10,000 miles on it. Joe, that's all you, man. You know
What's up with CVT? So CVTs, I have a MT6 STI and I have a 2015 Crosstrek CVT, which I actually freaking love, and I paddle shift it and romp on it. So I love it.
They're pretty strong.
So what was it? So what should I look out for? It's a CVT. Okay, so what was that again? What was the original question of just what you should look out for in general with a CVT? Would be the solenoids. That's the first thing, because those are the constant ones that are controlling the shifting. So every time you shift, every time you paddle shift, that solenoid is getting switched on and off. So that's the main thing to look for in the CVTs. Yeah. Don't be fooled. They are not a sealed unit. You can maintenance those. You can do fluids. You can do all types of things. You can do flushes. But generally, that's going to be anything to look out for. If you have problems, it's probably going to be the solenoids. Anything besides that, we would have to speak with someone professional. But yeah, that's what I have the experience with. So CVT just smooth shifting. Try the paddles, put it in the auto mode, and make sure that it's shifting smooth, meaning like when you put that in, if it's first gear and you're going to wind it up, the awesome thing about the paddle shifters with the CVT is you can wind that sucker out. CVT, as you know, is going to try and get itself into the highest gear, so it's not... It has torque because of the CVT and the cones. That's a different story.
Well, it's continuously shifting through. So
exactly. So the torque is better in that. The torque, like
it's the very
range.
Fast response.
But yeah, but that's what you want to look out for. Just make sure everything's shifting right and it's shifting smoothly. Other than that, you should be okay.
Ready to jump in?
But VBs. So yeah, he wants VBs, and I'll tell you what. After driving Carly, one of our members, VBs, oh my gosh,
in the
man.
snow, uphill both ways, in Vermont.
Yo, balanced. That's what I have to say about that. That VB is balanced. What's up, Joe?
How we doing?
What's going on? So this is Joe from Proper Performance, everyone. This is who raps pretty much basically all of
which
stuff.
Is if anybody's seen Jay's rap, they know that it ain't nothing to fuck with.
For real. All the raps, they are top quality fire raps.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Yeah. You can't beat it. All the panels are taken off. It's just amazing. I've seen the process if you've watched the Instagram and seen all of that. Good stuff. But yeah, man, what's going on today?
Not much, man. Sorry, I was trying to join before, but I just switched over to my other account.
No, it's all good.
All good.
Happy you're on, though, man.
Yeah, man. It happens. But yeah, glad to have you on. So, any plans for future for meets? What meets are you gonna go to and vendor to this year?
Well, I mean, I'll probably be tagging along with you guys.
Awesome.
You guys are going.
Perfect.
Nice. We'll be at the Clean Culture meets and stuff like that.
Yep. All the locals.
There's also an auto combine meet that I'll probably be at. That's, if anyone doesn't know, the auto combine used to be Perform and Function. He kind of switched gears there and got rid of sold off that Form and Function name and
Nice.
Under the Auto Combine.
Nice.
That's another event that will be going. I think there's only one date so far this year, but that's just another one. I'm friends with Bash, so he's the one that's running that.
So you thinking of going Wicked Big Meet?
Excuse me?
You thinking of going to Wicked Big Meet this year? Big Subaru meet up in Stafford Springs?
It's funny because I used to go every year.
Yeah.
I don't know, like if any of you guys really know, but my wife is the only one that has a Subaru now, but I used to only have Subarus.
Okay.
I'm specifically a Subaru guy.
Right.
I've had them since basically 2004. I had 05 STI, and I've had about 10 of them. So I've been at Wicked Big Meet a ton of times. I've been in a bunch of booths. I sat with Bag Riders a couple times. IAG once. A couple other places. Grimspeed. So
nice.
It was cool.
Good stuff.
So,
yeah.
I really enjoy Wicked Big Meet, but I just haven't been there in a really long time.
All right.
Think maybe this year's the year that we change that up and we bring you back, man.
for
It would be
Because
nice.
it
Yeah,
is-
see what's up.
It has
It's-
gotten so much, like, just the whole
What's
entire
up,
thing
puppy?
is just huge.
Doggo.
What up? Yeah, it's heating up. But oh man,
Hey.
look at that.
It'd be
Yeah,
nice to
buddy.
Make it out to Wicked Big Meat this year. Yes, sir, Nick. Pull up.
Yeah.
That's
his
my brother.
brother.
That's commenting right now.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. Yeah, get back on the horse, as they say.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, that's going to be great. There's big things for 2025 for sure. Just the representation that we've been getting as a group and all the attention we've been getting as a club.
Yeah,
I think it's really going to help all the sponsors and vendors this year.
From some big name people like Bucky Elastic and stuff like that too.
It's
Travis
stuff,
Pastrana.
yeah, stuff's happening.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's gonna be a good year, man, for sure, for
Looking
sure,
forward to it.
absolutely, man. Yeah,
Not to circle back too much, but we do have, talking about VBs earlier, we got a VB owner right here, Terry.
Shout out all my
Yeah.
VBs, you know, growing as we should be, you know.
I think we need some more wrapped VBs in the area.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. There's too many stock ones that are going around. It's like, you know, we need to see more of a modified new platform.
Well, we
and-
got so many colors to choose from, so why not, you know?
right.
Well, they just released,
hit
I
'em
think,
up.
a midnight purple, so they are growing with different color schemes
Yeah,
that they
wow.
want to go with. But I will say, coming from an EJ platform, switching over to the new FA24 platform, the linear power deliverance of the car is just phenomenal. I have no complaints. There's big power being made, you know, just seeing a bunch of builds coming out all over, you know, East Coast, West Coast. We need more on the East Coast. I will give it to the West Coast. There's a lot more modified VBs over there, wrapped, lowered, bagged. You know,
Yeah.
there's some builds making over 550 horsepower.
well,
reliably.
we're driving ours in the snow, so we've gotten out. We've gotten out, but yeah, we'll catch up for
Not
sure.
only the snow, but dealing with all the salt that they dump up here too. That's an epidemic in
Oh
itself.
yeah.
No, but the power in the VB already, just being able to make that power just with ECU and some small things like intakes.
Very tunable,
just
very tunable cars.
Not even catbacks. We're talking axle backs, and they're making power.
Yeah.
So they really did something right in the tuner world, giving the tuners what they want with a platform.
They listen
It's
to their
incredible.
fans.
And the fact, one thing that is big right now with Subaru is they're maintaining that 6-speed manual transmission. At the auto shows, I was just with Subaru doing simulators at the LA Auto Show and the Chicago Auto Show. We were the only, besides Toyota, the only manufacturer in the whole darn auto show who had 6-speed manual transmissions. And Chicago News 7 thought that was the coolest freaking thing in the world. And they came down and they sat in our BRZs and our WRX TRs just to make sure, like, this is it. And they couldn't believe it. We're still doing it. They're continuing. Even the newer STI version, that ST whatever it is. What's the brand new?
TS?
The some, and then
WRX
that
TS.
6-speed manual, and then there's something else. There was something overseas that came out, and it was CVT, but then they introduced another one with a wing just a couple days ago. I forget what it is, but we're gonna figure that
There's
out.
But not
also
to-
in the works the Pro Drive.
So
edition.
6-speed manual transmission.
But not to not give the CVT the credit that it's due. The new SPT platform, they make decent power. You know, it's a lot more beefier than the CVT that was given on the VA platform. You know, I'm seeing a lot of builds making upwards of 320 horsepower. Very, very timid on the torque. Keep it around 300, but it's new and improved. It's got an oil cooler. So not to not give the credit due to Subaru with their new CVT that they offered with the VB platform.
Yeah, check out shout out Heavy Metal WRX. Check that out. He's got a whole thing on the SPT, and it's actually good.
It's insane.
It's good. The manual's quicker, but that's okay. But it's good. The SPT, it's getting it right. But yeah, man, Joe, thanks so much for coming on. If you want to peace out, you can, we're just chatting. We're just chatting. This is
BSing
what
right
we're
now,
gonna
you
do.
know,
We're just gonna talk about Subarus and cars. But yeah, if
You're right in my wheelhouse.
awesome.
Joe, do we
Awesome.
stay with the same color? Or do we pop out crazy this year again?
Yeah.
What do we do? What do we do?
What do we do?
Shannon said pop out crazy.
Pop
Oh,
out
come
crazy.
on, that's
There
what
we
we
go.
got
That's
to.
what
We
we like.
got to. Like,
That's the wife.
especially, come on, all the attention, we got to pop out crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Why would we hide in the background? This is not the time to hide. Let's.
You know,
No,
the color wheel that he has, man. Is
Send,
It's
send me
endless
send me
already.
3
So
color
sweet.
options and I'll full send it.
There
Fuck
you
it.
go.
Maybe he'll use like 3 in 1.
Should we do a
Get
special
those color,
shout out to
those
Overtake
color shift
USA?
ones you got, like the one you got on the Tesla and stuff like that. That color
live
shift stuff, that is like next level.
Yeah, we did.
Maybe we'll do some like livery. I don't know.
I don't think it was here.
Okay.
If you guys already spoke on it.
No, we
that?
did, but we can do that
Overtake
again.
USA.
Overtake.
Yeah,
Just
we
all
did shout out Overtake already.
Yeah, from Justin Grimm from Grimspeed. Yep, whatever's going on there.
Yeah,
So
that
as we
was
were
a hard
whispering,
follow
just
for me. As
another
soon as I
shout
found
out
out
to
about it.
Overtake USA.
Yeah.
Up and coming new company. They have a lot of history. Original owner of Grimspeed before they went mainstream. So a lot of good things coming for 2025.
And Overtake is independent owned. It is not conglomerate, so keep that in mind. Supporting the local businesses.
And taking it back to the community instead of pushing out parts that are coming straight from China. Commercial. Yup.
We got some Andres joined. Properly. Yes, absolutely. Tariq, thank you. Properly skirting just joined, so that's freaking awesome. NWR Racing, what's up? Nice, I love that. JP DeFino just joined. Who the heck is that guy? Johnny 2x4? Yes, Johnny 2x4. DTM, Jason McDonough, what's up? Brittany Porter, what's up? Yas. What's up? We got Fred the Kid joined. So what's up, Fred?
Anybody using their actual name, sorry in advance if we butcher anything, but we're all retarded here. So
I'm gonna sign on video, but if you guys have any questions or whatever for me, just throw it in the chat.
hell yeah, for sure.
Joe,
Yes,
I'm gonna send you that
Thanks,
logo
Joe.
and a picture of
Good
mine.
seeing you again, Joe.
I'm gonna try to get
Thanks
that
for
done.
coming on.
All right, Jay. All right, guys.
Peace, bro.
I think one of the things we can talk about now is a little bit more about like race stuff. Maybe we could bring Phil in, talk about some of the stuff that he's done so far on the track.
Let's do it.
Yo, Phil, you want to come sit in and we'll talk a little bit about some of the racing that you've done this past season?
I suppose. Sure.
Twist his arm.
Sure. I'll sit in. Why not? That's awesome.
Alrighty. So now we got Phil
I feel
here.
like I'm really low.
Sit in this seat then.
Yeah, switch over.
There we go. Let's
Switch up.
Is it smart enough so you can pop the battery?
All right, so we got Phil sitting in with us now, and he's done actual on-the-track racing this past season. You got quite a few in.
Yeah, I had about 4 track days last year, which was pretty exciting. Last year was my first year in an all-wheel drive platform. I've always previously raced a rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive car, coming from a
Shout out Gracie 7, by the way. Hi, wifey.
Nissan Sentra and a 350Z years ago to now racing the VA STI. What a change on the track. It's great. You could power in deep and turn in hard and have a blast. I mean, the car handles phenomenally well with stock suspension. And, I'm excited for this race year.
Not to mention, it sounds like a monster just on the road in general.
It's a little loud, maybe a little too loud for Lime Rock Park, but hopefully, Walter and my buddies, Steve and Mike, will help me out there and let me on the track. I'll be competing with NASA at Lime Rock this year. I'll be at New Jersey Motorsports Park doing Thunder and Lightning. I'll be at Thompson Motor Speedway again this year and be doing several autocross events, Tech City and Kingston. Hopefully one with my buddy here, Joe, on his birthday. That'll be a good day. What else do we got going on?
Actually,
a lot of
Wicked Big Meat Autocross.
Autocross the Wicked Big
Very
Meat,
excited for that.
I did enter into Wicked Big Meat Autocross this year. I saw some of the times for last year. Not sure I'm going to be in the top 10, but I'm going to have a blast doing it for sure.
Yeah, we're going to try.
Maybe I'll try one more time entering my car in the exhaust comp while I'm there. See, as how I keep getting beat up by NA cars. It's always the BRZs. Always the BRZs. But
no turbo in the way is, it's just...
Okay, so I'll just disconnect the turbo for
Let's see. I mean, we could do it here. I think my car's pushing about 115 decibels on the pop. So that's pretty loud.
It's loud. So what was the decibel level for Lime Rock again?
It is 89 from 50 feet away.
Wow. That's...
We're going to have to do some type of defeat or some type
Don't worry, I have restrictors that can go into the pipes in the back to quiet me down just enough. To get on the track and still be a little obscene.
And then we'll take them out.
Yeah.
But this year.
But for the drive to there, it's going to be wide open throttle the whole way with no restrictors.
Of course. My question to the folks out there is, what 200 treadwear tire do you prefer for your track days? This year I'm going to be running Kumho tires, V730s, and Never run those before. I want to see how they're going to do.
Coming off of what tires did you use this past?
Pilot 4S's.
Okay. Yes, that's what I'm currently running those on the STI. Kayla, what's happening?
Hello.
What's up?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very
Hey,
good.
how are you?
Very good.
So actually, now talking about Lime Rock, I just feel like I'm gonna interject this part here. What's funny is I have full suspension set up on my WRX, besides a bunch of other stuff I got done to it. I tuned that car suspension-wise to take the nasty freaking turn all the way on the back there at Lime Rock. And how many times have I actually tracked that car at Lime Rock? 0. So maybe this year we'll change that up once I do some more things to it.
Nice.
Maybe. We'll
Right.
see.
Love it.
If you guys want to get out there with NASA, it's pretty affordable. They have one-day rides. Hit up NASA and look for hyperdrive. You can get out there, get your car on the track, under $100, have a blast. Just go out and enjoy. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, the camaraderie in the pits is amazing. Everyone helps each other out. Like, really, you can go there, never have done it before in your life. So many people will help you out, give you insights. If you're open to learn from other people, that is the best thing. You can have some will let you have a passenger. And sometimes that passenger is an instructor. And that's forget it. You'll never forget that. You drive with an instructor a couple times and you just up your game. It's amazing.
Even with my previous track experience, I love sitting with an instructor because it's good to get that constructive criticism.
Yep.
You're braking too hard, you're turning in too late, your approach is wrong. It's good to hear that feedback and improve yourself. That's what I'm always looking to do is get a faster time.
Along with Scott Speed, that was
Nice.
crazy.
Dude, that dude's...
At Wicked Big Meat?
He's so intense, and he's going to be at Wicked Big Meat this year, and he's going to be getting coaching with him.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't fucking
super
wait.
excited.
It was when the VBs first released. They had one at Wicked Big Meat, right?
Yes.
I couldn't answer too many questions because they weren't officially released yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I would just kept talking to him and asking him. And out of nowhere, the dude's like, "Congratulations, you just got to ride along with Scott Speed." Here I am thinking I'm gonna go in the VB, like everything's slow, like we're gonna just be chilling. I go to the track, man. They put a mask on.
Like the car, they just gave you a look when you said
Literally
VB
A
was slow.
race seat. You put a race suit on, right?
Not a race suit. I just
Oh,
had to put
okay,
the
you didn't
mask,
have the suit.
helmet,
Okay.
The balaclava with the
paper, and I'm
helmet,
There's
yeah.
no
Yeah.
way they're gonna put me in a VB with all this, what I'm saying? And it was his car. It was insane.
Now
nuts.
it was the actual race car, right? Yeah. It was the rallycross car. It was the full $1 million prepped carbon rallycross car.
Man. Normally I don't like stuff like that. It was crazy.
I saw the video of it and it was nuts. Him getting out of it, check it out. I think it's on the channel. It's
I don't
somewhere
do roller
yeah,
coasters
on
and
the
stuff,
social
man. Like, I
media.
was like, oh my
It's
God.
sick.
I'm
man.
just excited to have Scott drive my car potentially.
Well,
Which
yeah,
I'll
he'll
probably-
get in it
I
with
want to
you,
see what it'll
too.
do.
He'll be
I'll probably
your
have
instructor.
some from the bleachers video of you whipping around a few
Oh,
times too as well.
absolutely.
Because everybody knows.
Sorry.
Taking out the table.
Major shock, taking out the table. Who just joined? Shout outs.
Hudson Valley Street Wars.
Yo, what
Yeah,
up,
you
Street
guys-
Wars?
Yeah, what up?
SCI Caleb, he loves Lime Rock. Who doesn't love Lime Rock? Hopefully, I get to drive
been
on
to
it soon.
Watkins
I've
I'll be right
driven
back.
on it enough in iRacing, and I've driven on it once with my SVT Focus, but that's about it. I need to go back and really get onto the course again. So,
Yeah, I think I've probably done about 20 to 25 track days at Lime Rock.
wow.
It is my favorite local track.
Kev, what up? What up?
Not to downplay the fact that I do bring the car to Lebanon every
Are we
once in a
going to
while to
Grid
play.
Life? So Grid Life, I didn't really know much about it till last year. It looks awesome. I think I asked you.
Yeah,
about
I'd
it.
love to go to Grid Life. They don't let just any average driver register that I could see. I think you have to be a licensed race car driver.
I mean, I would go just to spectate though. It looks like
Oh,
a
it's
vibe.
a lot
like
of
people,
fun, yeah.
People tent up, they camp out. It's like a party at night. I would like to go.
That seems sick. Hey, everyone, this is Jay. This is our
Yo,
president,
what's
everyone.
going on? What's going on?
845Subie Press. He keeps this whole thing running. He keeps the wheels on. He is the heart and the beating heart of the club, pretty much. He pretty much facilitates all the social medias and just keeps everything pumping and running.
Yep.
So, yeah, Jay, we love you, bro.
Big cuts, man. Shout out to my barber. He keeps me lined up
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
for what I have left. You said $100 track days though. That's lit. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely go check out Grid Life. Yep.
Oh, Pocono's great too. If you want to start out, Pocono is a great place to start out. That's where I got my start with my Focus. Instructor through NASA. You pay like $250 freaking bucks for the track day with the instructor, which is
a little bit more these days. But
okay, right. This was a little back in
a little
the
bit
day.
more now, but yeah, I agree. Pocono North Course is a great course to learn on. Thunderbolt.
How many sets
Jersey is great too.
How many
Never-
sets of
I
tires
haven't
do you
been
go
there.
through a season, man?
One set of tires will last me about 5 track days.
Which is great, and that's what, a 300 treadwear
It's
or
a 200 treadwear tire.
okay. So what were our Pilot Sport S4s? What am I running now?
300s.
Yes.
300s.
You got the 2s. So if you ran them not on track, it's a harder compound depending on which, and they'll actually last longer on the road, but on the track they just
So
don't
they asked,
last
have you guys done Glen yet? You have, right?
I have done the Glen, not with the Subaru yet. I've done the Glen in a 350Z.
Oh, sick.
That was a blast. You can't really use that track in the cars like we are driving under 400 to 500 horsepower. Coming down that back straight, you're just going to be pinging off the rev limiter the whole time, but it is a blast to get out there and have fun. I love that track. I used to camp there every July, bring my kids up. We'd go watch the Saline 6 hours. I mean, I've been into motorsport my whole life, and luckily my son is really into motorsport. He's shout out to STI Caleb 845Subie's youngest active member.
Absolutely, yeah.
I have to say that.
Yeah,
It's good that
bro.
we're getting the future generation into cars, into racing, into this sense of community.
Oh man, and that's one of the big things that drives the club, especially for me, like being one of the older generation people. Looking back now, this is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to inspire all the young people who maybe aren't in the cars yet, that this is freaking cool.
Yeah.
You can come out, you can hang with cool people. We've can make
ton of
amazing
charity events.
relationships, the charity events we
We
do.
done what Toys for Todd. We did the one for Royce Ketchum Racing Team. Remember, that was awesome. So-
Dude, co-drive, everything, the trunk or treats,
Yes.
we all try and provide back to the community to try and get the youth outside. We want to get them outside. We want to get them involved in cars. We know what the future is going to be with automotive. We see what's going on. We want to preserve this culture. We want to preserve
Absolutely.
everybody getting outside and preserve everyone becoming a group, becoming a family. 845's a freaking family, man. It's wild. Like you join the group and it's your second family. It's your second home away from home. We all chill out. We all go do events together. Not only the car events. We go
Last
out
weekend,
to
for
dinners,
instance, like we did
bowling.
Yeah.
We do everything. We go karting together. We go out to eat together. And that's like a big thing. Eats and meets is a big thing.
Last
for us.
weekend we had a bowling event, and it's crazy. We were just there hanging out, and then we got an Instagram message literally the next day, and someone's like, "Hey, I saw a bunch of you guys' cars. I'm moving to the area. I have a Subaru," and like just off of that, we just gained another relationship, you know. So just being outside, people
making
noticing us.
relationships is critical.
Especially I that's what I
That was
believe.
awesome. That message, right?
So that's what we try and do.
We need to build this community up. Tracks are closing around the country.
everywhere.
We need to get people excited, get people out there and helping us to keep this sport alive.
And it's
keep
whatever.
this community alive.
It's
Small
whatever you're
businesses.
into. Small businesses.
We've done a lot of grand openings for small businesses, supporting them, you know.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. We're trying to give back and help the community in ways that helps them and helps us, because it gives a networking for things in the future. The more people you know like that, the better off and the better opportunities you're going to have in life
100%.
growing up. And that's what we're trying to give people. It's just a way to be in a community and be with family and be with people who are like-minded, who like the same darn thing. We're trying to preserve this whole thing of driving, and it's no matter what you're into. You could be into photography, you could be into graphic design. There's a place for you in this club, in this industry. And not only that, but we've had people who have gotten into those areas who branch out and actually become professionals in those areas. And that because of the club. Like I'm an example. It just happens. So you got to stick with it. Don't give up your dreams. If this is your hopes and dreams, you know, you may have to do something on the side to get there like I did. It's not going to be overnight, but stick with it. You're going to get there. And this car clubs, They are a freaking great way to get out there, meet those people, and have those experiences so you can start that way in life. But,
hey, man, look at me. I just stumbled into 845Subie.
Just literally stumbled.
Literally had somebody delivering some materials at my house to build a deck and said, hey, is that your Subaru? I said, yeah. Oh, do you want to join a club? I said, let me know what it's about. I came out and, 2 years later, I've been with these guys pretty much every weekend. We can.
Yeah, that's the best part about it. Like the relationships I've built. Like just if I need a plumber, I know someone, an electrician, someone that does roofing. Like just being outside and meeting a bunch of different people helps.
It's not just cars.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
more
not
than that.
just cars. It's more
community.
than that.
It's community.
And,
That's it.
It's what it is. That's why. It's
Another
what we're
thing-
trying to do.
Another thing too.
Justin, what's up? Just joined with us.
Another thing too that's a burning question that a lot of people that aren't Subaru owners and stuff like that have been asking is, why Subaru? Why is that our choice over, say, like a Civic Type R or something like that, which is also a great choice, I might add. But I guess I'll share my with that first, because I myself have owned about 6 Subarus in total and stuff like that. My mainstay that I've had since I was about 19 years old is I was just moving my hands. Sorry.
Oh no!
I talk with my hands.
Keep
I'm
going,
Italian.
Keep going.
My mainstay that I've had since I was actually 19 years old is my 04 WRX, which I didn't buy brand new because I wasn't 19 in 04. That was
here, come and get
I wasn't even old enough to drive yet, but my 04 WRX. But my choice with that was I'm a big fan of rally, autocross, all that kind of stuff like that. I kind of just fell in love with the look of the GD bodies from like playing like Gran Turismo and stuff like that as a kid.
Boom.
Way before I could drive. I would go back to like being like 9-10 years old playing stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And the fact that there's a big connection between Subaru and the skating community. Those are skateboarders and stuff like that. That was a big selling point for me. And just the fact that they made some pretty cool raw power. I mean, the STI coming to America with the 2.5 liter in it, it was a mind-blowing car. The tech that was in that, it was doing things that you were looking at twin turbo cars from the 90s, like the 3000 GT, the Supra, the GTR that we didn't get over here, and
Skylines, all that hot stuff,
Yeah,
the
they
hot
were-
JDM stuff we never got. When they introduced the STI and the WRX, it was mind-blowing.
and its
for
competition,
us.
the Evo, stuff
Oh,
like that.
yeah,
And
but-
I'm a huge fan of the Evo versus STI, just the friendly side of the competition of it and stuff
I
like that.
almost bought one. I almost got an Evo. I almost wasn't in the Subaru group. I almost got an Evo for 22 grand from Newberg.
What?
I think that's
No, I moved mine all the way down the back. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah,
But-
but right. Why Subaru? Like why? Yeah.
But to me, it was everything. It was the total package. They were just a cool, like, JDM-esque looking car, and they didn't change too much coming over here. I mean, yes, we did have a different engine and stuff like that, but it wasn't a downgrade getting that engine. You had 300
the
horsepower in
2.5.
that.
We were the first 2.5 liter. Was USDM 04 STI. That was the first Subaru 2.5 turboed power plant, I believe, for America.
No.
Obviously, no. Well, yeah, because you guys
they
had the
that, and they had also
RA STI in Japan was 2.5 or no? But that's
no,
just
that was
splitting
no
hairs.
the RA. No, the RA was 2.0. But
Okay.
I'm saying in this country that wasn't the first turbo power plant that we had though.
Oh yeah, no. But the first 2.5, I believe.
2.5, yes,
Yes.
that's correct. Because we had in 2002 we got the WRXs here, which were the 2.0,
Which is a 2 liter.
EJ205.
Yeah.
And then we had the EJ22 turbos in the first gen Legacies over here, and those would be the only turbo Legacies that we would see in this country until 2005.
Spec B.
So that's also Spec B. And,
Okay.
that's also 2005 and up. I'm
Okay.
talking like the original, the first gen Legacies, the ones from the 90s and late 80s, like 89 and on to, I think, 94, I think was the last year for...
I believe that's what
Sum it up in
Stanson
2 words:
has.
the Rumble.
I think Ryan
Subaru
Stanson
Rumble is
has
the way to
that
go.
built.
The Rumble, yeah.
Yeah.
The Rumble got me too.
It's
That's
awesome.
true. I love the sound of my WRX. Every time I turn it on in the garage, it shakes the whole house.
Oh, so yeah, what does that? What does that sound? It's the unequal length header, correct?
It's-
That's what's creating the rumble, because you've got the paths of the air coming out. And
that plus naturally
equal length sounds a little different.
Yes. But you still have a little bit of rumble on that, and that's you're getting from the actual boxer opposed to begin with.
Okay.
Because those generally, like even like the 6-cylinder Porsches and stuff like that, and the 6-cylinder Subarus, they did make 6-cylinder engines here, the H6s. Those do have a little bit of a throatiness to them and stuff like that.
Old V-dubs.
Yeah, like the
Beetles.
Beetles and stuff like that. The old air-cooled Porsches.
Opposed
those have a bit of a more
inherent
aggressive sounding rumble to them,
yes.
Almost like a chop to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just anything like that, but the unequal length really does like maximize that rumble sound.
Absolutely, you get that interference, that wave interference from the different length of pipe hitting each other, and it sounds like it's a rolling idol.
Fetty, my boy. He's gonna get a charger. That live is killing it. We're good.
That's all good.
I think it's time for you to step up, Jay, and have some words.
No, you're doing great, man.
I'm gonna take a leave for a second. How about our youngest member comes in?
Yeah, come on.
Actually, let's get Caleb in here.
Yo,
so this is actually Phil's son.
Yeah, let's test the little man. Shoot us some questions. He's knowledgeable.
What do you want to know about cars? Let us know.
Yep.
Or video, for that matter, because he is actually helping us a lot with the video production of everything that's been going on today.
He's been to the track a bunch of times. If you guys got track questions, he'll answer them.
I've been to Lime Rock.
Been to ride-alongs and all that stuff,
Actually, I'm not a legal age to do ride-alongs. You have to be 18 to ride in the car.
What did you do the last time at Wicked Big Meet? Weren't you in Phil's car for that? Or am I wrong? Oh. I thought he was in Phil's car for the ride-along for that. But, Wicked Big Meet this year, though, we're all pretty excited for that. I mean, that's going to be miles ahead of what we did last year for it. I mean, we had the tent set up and stuff like that. We had, Phil was in autocross and we did our thing and stuff. But I think now with all the sponsors that we have and, everybody that we've been networking with and stuff like that, we're going to attack it hard this year.
Nice. Should work.
So,
if not, we should just have to press the DC.
Honestly, we should hook up the big camera to that too.
Yeah.
The other one was ready to go. He was.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, it's on the charger again because
That's fine.
Oh, hold on.
it didn't die.
Press a button for the DC.
Yep, we're on.
I'm just charging it until we do the YouTube part.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was gonna come in.
How do we lay this? Like this is fine?
How soon do you want to start up the YouTube part, Joe? Because he's got the camera pretty much charged. He's just got it on charge for now, just to keep it going.
Yeah,
Big guy.
let's do it. Because these two are going to be the YouTube too. This should have gotten us all. So yeah, I mean.
Everything's going to go in one. We just lose that camera.
Battery died on that one.
Oh.
Every time we get another camera going, we lose another
another
camera.
one
This is
dies.
why we have like
That's
5 of them.
why.
Oh, yeah,
I
Joe,
say
you got a
bring
battery
it
pack
up.
like I got.
Bring a ton of cameras.
Yo, we had to put it sideways because we're plugged in. Is this annoying for you guys, or should I fix it?
Everybody turn your head 90 degrees to the left.
Just go like this and it'll be...
Let me see how JP has it going.
If I could do it with herniated discs in my neck, everybody else can right now. Gotta get the cup in.
All right.
What got you into
I
cars,
can't see
Caleb?
Joe. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Actually,
Fuck
you originally got me into cars, taking me to the track,
Bring it back to the front.
wheeling me around the track in the stroller.
But then we won't see the
And then-
questions.
And
That's
then
why you need somebody else in the live to look at the
You
comments.
were bringing me to the store to collect Hot Wheels, and I have now hundreds of Hot Wheels. And then you started taking me to meets with the Corolla, and we used to go to Cars and Coffee with the beat up Corolla, and then that pretty much got us going to a bunch of shows.
Did the Corolla sound good?
No.
No.
Bone stock 2009
What's
Corolla.
It was a bone stock.
A Rolla. Nice.
We actually, the funny thing is, we actually took that car and entered it in the Course d'Elegance.
No kidding.
At
That's
Lime Rock
funny.
with Haggerty.
Nice.
The guy came over with the white glove and he's checking under the
No.
front, everything, yep.
There's
I was
nothing done to the car.
Dying.
But that's the best part, right?
That was the best part.
Everybody starts somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Bro, that's hysterical.
We had people coming over to look at it, pop the hood. I mean, it was crazy.
They've got like $1 million cars there, and the
Right.
guy with the white glove.
Ferrari Daytona and shit like that going on
I was
there.
talking to some guy about his Ferrari, and he was thinking that he was like, "Which car do you guys have?" And I'm like, he's like, "Do you guys have the yellow Ferrari right there?"
Right.
And I'm like, "No, we have the Corolla."
Hey,
See, then
that's
and he
the-
remembers it for
but that's
he'll remember
car
that
culture. That's
forever.
car
Yeah.
culture for you. It doesn't matter what you came in.
No,
That's
you
the thing.
run what
That's what the car
you
is.
brung.
So with 845Subie, that was the thing. Like when we first came up, everybody's like, they liked our vibe, but they're like, but I don't have a Subaru.
So what?
And we didn't care.
Come
you know?
hang
like,
out.
Right.
We didn't care about like quality so much. You know, other groups were all into. You had to have real wheels. You couldn't have reps. You know, like
Yes,
us, we
they
accepted
have to be
everyone.
Volts, right.
Everybody starts somewhere, man. Like so, that's what always made us a little bit different. We had people that rode with us that had Mercedes Benz, you know, with 845Subie logos, just because they liked who we were and what we did.
The vibe.
So everyone's welcome to always cruise with us, come to our events. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, I generally bring my daily, which is a Mark 7 GTI. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
I do have my WRX
Right.
still. I just, it comes out seldomly.
So what car are you looking into getting? I know you have one.
Yes, I have a 90.
I'm very jealous of,
I have
actually.
I have a 91 Toyota MR2.
Ooh.
Bone stock. It looks brand new.
What?
Looks like it just rolled off the production line. I'm looking into getting either a Civic or a WRX.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Heck
What year-
yeah.
what year
Heck
WRX?
Yeah.
Probably a 04.
All right.
Nice. Okay.
I can vouch for the 04 with my Java Black.
Nice.
Well, I've got a countless downpipe for you, just in case you need it.
Yeah.
And a Borla exhaust from me.
And some other good tidbits. Who else just joined? Let's shout out
Did you
some
guys
peeps.
talk about the racing team yet or not yet?
Yeah,
We
a little
touched
bit.
base on it a little bit,
We
but
did
I mean, there's
go
not too
over.
much to really go over until we get the race car picked.
Kev said you better say you want a Miata.
I do
already
want
wants
a
a
Miata.
Yeah.
That is my dream car.
An NA Miata.
NA Miata, yeah.
NA.
Yeah, it's got to be the NA body.
NALS swap?
Even though
Rotary swap.
That's what that guy said. Yeah, that's what
I
that
want
As-
a
Let me ask
Mazda
that.
Speed
Yeah, that's-
Miata.
yeah, that's
There you
what
go. The
goes.
ones that came turbo. right?
Yo,
Yeah.
yup.
That's the NB though.
Oh, I don't
Too
care.
bad we didn't have enough.
Yeah.
I want the Mazda
Too
Speed.
bad we didn't have enough money to buy that other Miata off Kevin before he fixed it up.
Which, by the way, if we're talking Mazda, let's shout out the rotary
Oh, come on.
scene too,
you
because I also have an
to.
RX-7,
Thing is bad. I love it.
and that is
Love
definitely
it.
the loudest car I own. My son will
Love
not go near it.
Wow, yeah, so
He
when-
likes the WRX, he likes the GTI, but he does not like the RX-7.
Yeah, yes. When your
Scares the
son's
crap out of
afraid of it because it's too loud, that's.
He's
it's
also only
too
2
loud.
years old, I might add. So,
right,
I mean,
but that's
I
too
remember
loud,
when I was
and that's
I
awesome.
run my other car
Yeah, I
over
remember when the
probably
Camaro was
Mazda
running and my dad would start
is
that and I was
incredibly loud
scared.
compared to the Subaru.
I probably had some good chop to already at Camaro.
I
Yeah.
haven't started the
AKO
Forester for
AKO
a year and a
Kev
half.
just joined. What's
That-
happening?
That
So-
car would
so
backfire
Kev
and occasionally
said,
shoot flames.
Kev said I got a
Tomorrow
spare
Saturday
one.
shoots
I'll
flames.
sell it cheap. We'll talk this season.
All right.
Yo,
all
Kev,
right.
is that the one that you let me take a ride and we went up to Villa Borghese?
Is it the red one?
It might. Yeah, I think that might be the one. Let's see what he says.
That's a terrible road.
Well, no, we were hanging out at Duncan, so we just went up that. It's a nice road. Like has like turns and stuff.
No, the
Yeah,
turns
yeah,
and stuff is
yeah.
great. It's just the way they have not paved that in since
Yeah.
what 2015.
Oh yeah,
So-
don't go down the side road.
Hey,
Hell
Dad.
no.
Oh, no, that is a
Actually,
side
Villa
road.
is
Hey,
right.
Dad,
Where
get the
Villa
money we don't tell
Borghese's
Mom
on with the
about.
white fence.
Yeah, that's the one. He
That's a
said.
drag.
Stay away
one.
from there.
Yeah,
If they fix the potholes, it'd be a great the little S turns that you go through and stuff like that. That'd be a great road to fart around on. But because every other spot is like a crater, like you're driving through the moon, I try to avoid that road at all costs.
Hey, Dad,
Stay
it is
away
the red
from
one.
that
Get the car part money we don't tell Mom about.
The road going past the airport though, that
We're
one's pretty
live.
clean.
Oh, I forgot
We're on
about
10
that.
different cameras.
Literally, except for the main one that's still on charge.
10 different audio feeds, which is great.
Yo, if anybody wants to join and tap into the live, you guys are more than welcome.
You want to set your camera up and come back?
All right.
Yeah, because I think we're ready to start shooting
Yeah,
for the
I
YouTube
mean,
thing now, right?
We have been.
We're
This-
just
a
trying to
lot
charge
of
up the main
this-
camera.
A lot of this is still on
these
these.
still rolling?
Yeah, so this is all going to be live that I can cut and edit and put on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So all the conversations
Even
we
the
were
feed
having
from here that we're doing and
yeah,
stuff like that. Yeah, no,
it's-
that's
this
great.
is going to be. It worked out really good once we started getting rolling. I
It's just
thought
a
it
matter
sounded
of-
pretty good.
Yeah.
just working the cobwebs out, getting the nerves out at first.
Shameless plug. Come watch me
And
race
that's it.
April 12th at Lime Rock.
Yeah. Shameless.
Somebody else did a shameless plug besides me for a change? Because normally I'm always trying to brand myself there.
I'm
hoping
surprised. I'm hoping Twisted Color Media will be there to record me.
Hell yeah.
There-
I hear they're like one of
Media
the best
team.
videographers around, by the way.
That's what I heard too.
Shout out Twisted Color.
I mean,
Thank you.
get on this guy's YouTube channel and check out his After Dark series.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, if you guys
And
want to
also
see
vlog
some
series.
like just raw footage, just jank driving around, bullshitting and stuff like that. Also, season 2 is going to be coming out soon, and we're going to be showing off some of the snow drifting and stuff like that we had done in recent, and some of the snowstorms that we had going into abandoned parking lots and stuff like that, and just doing some, honestly. 845Subie's first official podcast. A couple of things that we are going to talk about today is the fact that this group started as a small collective of just car enthusiasts, Subaru enthusiasts, in the greater Hudson Valley area, Poughkeepsie, Wappingers, whatnot. And that got started back in 2017. And from there, we've grown to the point where, we're going to the major Subaru shows like Wicked Big Meat, Boxer Fest. Some of us going out all the way to Texas and Cali and stuff like that. We've reached out to vendors like Subie Mods and VSC, that is, Vermont Sports Car, the official race builders for Subaru Rally of America. So basically we're just going to cover how a small group got together and kind of just started taking over not just the Subaru scene, but the car culture scene in the greater New York area, spreading out all the way as far across as, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, down to, Pennsylvania, Jersey, Maryland. Now we're stretching out to Texas even, and kind of spreading the news over there, getting some guys from the West Coast over in Cali and stuff like that.
Yep, all
Shout
the way
out
out.
Space City Subies.
Yeah, Space City, all the way out to California. So we're really extending the reach. It's tri-state. It's more than tri-state. But that's the base of where we are located. That will be the base. The New York State will be the base of where all of the basic 845Subie home events will be.
Right.
And we travel out to all the different events that we can. I'm Joe. This is Kieran. And
James.
This is James. Twisted Color Media, SVT, WRC. And these are some of the social medias that we have. There's plentiful social medias all throughout the group that you can enjoy from time to time.
Multiple YouTube channels as well.
Multiple
and stuff
channels.
Like that. So definitely want to hit us up on YouTube, because you're going to see a lot of more, not just uncut stuff, but you're going to see a lot of raw footage going on there. There's going to be a lot of race footage, a lot of full car show footage. Because every time I go to these meets, I cover the event soup to nuts. I always do something that's called the backlot bonus, which got very popular with my very first Wicked Big Meat video, where I was getting flooded on my my Twisted Color Media email, Twisted Color Media Gmail, that people wanted to see more of that backlot, because it's like a lot of those people, they were attendees and they were like, my car didn't get accepted in the show. I'm still gonna bring it anyway. I'm parked down the backlot. Nobody's gonna see it. It wound up on my channel because I walked that whole entire lot until my feet were ready to fall off. So definitely something that you can expect also from 845Subie is that we try to cover and encompass everybody, especially when we're putting on our own shows and stuff like that, as we try to have as much inclusion as humanly possible.
So it is not just Subaru.
No.
We are affiliated with a whole bunch of different clubs in the area. JDM clubs, classical clubs. We go to all the different shows. We try and intertwine our JDM love of Subaru into every single show in the area around, whether it be 70-year-old people that we love, a lot of the veterans we do. I went to the, Waterkill Gun Club had something, and it was a whole bunch of classic cars, a whole bunch of classic bikes. And it was just awesome. They loved it. They loved that we brought the cars out. I actually met Phil there because I brought the mini truck. So we do. We try and go to all different meets. It's not just Subaru.
You can
a lot
of classic
have
car
any
shows
car you
that'd be
want.
accepted too.
If you're into the scene, if you're into what we do, it doesn't matter what you have. You could one day want a Subaru and just come hang out and talk to us and shoot the shit and see what's up and see what type of Subaru you want. There's all types of different ones. And like I said, we have all different types of builds. But here we have Kieran, and he's going to share with us a little bit about why he loves Subaru, why he started with a Subaru, maybe the few cars that you started out before Subaru.
There wasn't much.
There wasn't much. So what was your first car?
My first car was a shitbox Ford Explorer. It was just something
Exploder.
to
Yeah.
just something to get you from point A to point B.
Yeah, well,
Ran around with that for as long as I could.
which we do, right? We all start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So basically, the need for all-wheel drive must have been a thing. because you definitely, with what you do for a living, I think you need to get to work. It's not a want. It is an absolute need. It's a necessity. So I used to work for the Postal Service, so I know all about it. So an all-wheel drive something is absolutely needed. There was no ifs, ands, or buts with all-wheel drive.
Especially in the Hudson Valley area of New York, where you got mountains, valleys. You do have some straights and flats and stuff like that, but generally you got a lot of sketchy roads around.
A lot of hills, a lot of potholes, a lot of dodging.
So after that,
going uphill, going downhill.
What made you say STI?
You know, as most people get into this culture, a lot of people just fall in love with Fast and Furious when they're a kid. You know.
Guilty.
Yeah, Paul Walker's always been a huge influence. He's awesome. Everything he did. And then the VA body style came out in 2015, and I just fell in love with it. And, I had an opportunity to go out and actually get something that I wanted. Found a great deal, reasonably priced, not too far away. The car was beautifully taken care of before I owned it. It had 2 owners. And
wow, really? That's a 2-owner car. That's wild, because it is.
Does not look like it. It's
we'll show.
immaculate.
We're going to be posting stuff up.
Yep.
And when you actually see the podcast and we go through this, we'll be showing you pictures and like
video,
reels and video of the car. We've got rollers. We've got all beautiful shots of the cars. So yes, we're
got rollers.
Show you his car.
And before I even owned my car, somebody was in this club with the car that I currently own.
Wild.
Before me. And, the president was able to figure out whose car it was, who it belonged to. It was just a really cool experience to just be able to see where the car came from, where it was, where it's at now, and eventually where it will end up, which is very exciting. But, the original, want and need for the car was just, I wanted something fun. I wanted a manual, and all-wheel drive is a necessity, and that really narrows the category down to 2 cars. And it's either you go with an Evo or a Subaru. So I ended up going with the car that I fell in love with in high school. And
I think you made the right choice.
Oh, absolutely.
No disrespect to Evos, because they're awesome
Thanks for
cars.
coming out.
But
We'll see you. For
See you
sure.
later.
Thank you.
And it ended up being the perfect choice for me, because once I joined this club, I ended up meeting my fiance down the line, which is outstanding in every sense of the word.
So look at that. 845 brings people together.
Oh, absolutely. The amount of people you meet, the connections that you can make, it's unmatched. Especially with Joe and all the connections he's been building up in these last couple of years. It's mind blowing.
yeah. Well, talking about connections and stuff like that, if I can switch gears for just 1 second, we got to shout out Overtake USA.
Oh, absolutely.
And VSC, obviously. We got to definitely shout out Subie Mods, showing us a lot of love there. Somebody I haven't shouted out yet, White Line Performance. Those guys are phenomenal. I have to say I have White Line on my WX, and just getting to talk to them this past week at Big Meet and stuff like that, they are just the coolest people ever. I could have been lying to them and been like, oh yeah, I got it on my car, and they just started handing me some free merch and stuff like that. Yeah. And they were just super, super cool, so definitely shout out them. Another person that we definitely got to give shout outs to is Saints and Sitters Automotive. That's actually the location that we're in right now. In conjunction with Supreme Performance NA. So definitely big shout out to them.
Yup.
Oh, sponsorships. I was wondering what you were doing.
I'm trying not to put it in your face,
Put it in the face.
Yeah. Saints and Sitters Automotive for all of your mechanical needs, no matter what you drive. It's an awesome shop. He'll take care of you.
Talking about Evo and Subaru and stuff like that. There's actually an Evo in the back over
There
there,
is.
and there's a Subaru and a Honda. Yeah. So he's got it all in here, and he works on it all.
He got it all. He does it all.
We were covering these beautiful raised wheels in the back.
Yep.
By the way.
Flag sagging now though.
That's okay.
Yeah.
A little sag will do you.
Close enough.
Whoa.
Technical difficulty, standby.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay.
Another thing that I guess we should cover too is we're going to be starting up the race division as soon as we get a car, so that's in the works. But coming soon, 845Subie race division.
Yeah, watch for that for sure.
Definitely going to be a lot of coverage on that, as we've already covered on some of the Instagram live that we were talking. We got Phil, who is a licensed race driver. He's got a lot of chair time. He had 4 events this past season. Myself, Joe, and a couple other guys.
How you doing, guys?
We've all got
Phil.
a lot of chair time. He actually has race seat time. So let's just get...
Yeah. He has a lot of seat
He's gonna
time.
have to teach us.
Yeah. He has a lot of time on the track. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And we also have a lot of people in
Subaru,
the
when in
group.
doubt, power out, guys.
There you go. He will be our mentor. That's it. When in doubt, flat out. Colin McRae.
Absolutely.
There's
Yeah,
also a lot of
baby.
people in the group that have 0 chair time, basically racing and stuff like that, but are interested in getting involved. So that's going to be interesting to see how they manifest their skills into and hone their skills into being able to be viable.
Got the sim
I have
too.
plenty of toilet seat time. I don't know about chair time. though. If we're considering
Well,
that
we
chair
got-
time, then I'm an expert.
Well, with the toilet you have in your house.
Yeah, you got the Ferrari toilet there.
I kind of do. I got a little spoiled.
Oh, absolutely.
That's going to be a hard part of the conversation to recover from anyway.
Yeah.
Jet Jag, hello. He just joined. JCAWRX, what's up?
What's up?
What's
What's
happening?
Join the Champ Car Series. Heck yeah, my boy Pete.
Champ Car Series, all right.
Wow. Okay. Champ Car. So tell us a little about Champ Car, Pete. What's up with that? What's up with what's Champ Car? Now, isn't that like a little modified like formulas or something like that? Like Formula Fords? What is Champ Car?
I don't know.
We have to see.
I have no idea.
We'll check that out.
Yeah, we'll come back to
We'll
that.
check that out, Phil.
Formula 1600s, maybe?
Yeah,
Awesome.
maybe. That would be incredible. Or, oh yeah, we could do the factory 5s where they put the 2.0s in.
Yeah,
That'd be
they do the
pretty
2.5s
crazy.
too, the 6-speed setup and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
But a little about
They're
the
all
car.
1.5
So,
liters now.
what year is your STI?
It's 2020.
Nice. Okay, so 2020. One of the almost last iterations of STIs. So it is
Last iteration
something
of
to
the EJ.
cherish and hold on to, because with it going away for the current time being,
And with uncertainty about what they're going to do to the STI in the future.
my lips are sealed.
Yeah.
But for now, yes. So him and Joseph probably have that last iteration. So it's definitely a car to hang on to and hold on to.
Absolutely.
They're just fantastic. So modifications, we're definitely. What do you for the future? I think you're looking at IAG, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a built motor down the line.
Way down the line.
Way
yeah,
down the line,
yeah.
yes. But
Every
that's
pays
it.
for his
Right.
wedding.
We
Right,
have a
right,
wedding
that's
to plan
first.
and pay for first.
That's first, but we'll
Um,
definitely get there.
Next up is wheels. We're going to be going with the gunmetal blue Graham lights.
Nice.
DRs.
Nice.
They're right there,
Oh, those ones are
actually.
big.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. On
Um,
the white, that's going to look nice.
Oh
It's gonna
man,
pop.
those are sweet
Yeah,
wheels.
currently it's,
sweet wheels. We'll show you a picture of those later.
currently, it's just a carbon fiber intake, a downpipe, AWE, touring exhaust.
Shout out AWE.
Quick little sponsor plug.
That was my camera, I think.
What do you want me to do?
That's all right, just leave it.
Cartboy short shifter and
Oh no, mine's
bushings.
still going. So I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah,
that
it
one.
should be okay.
There's a cartboy short shifter and bushings.
Nice.
Always run Motul oil.
To the world.
Absolutely.
Definitely one of the premier oil brands out there right now.
Hold on, I got a
Names
list.
and-
I got a list in here.
He's gonna pull out the list. There we
Right,
go.
good
Nice.
shout out to Motul. I'm running Motul oil, Motul gear oil, Motul brake fluid.
Nice.
So my car's part European.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot
partly
go
French.
wong.
I mean,
Cannot
it's
go
No,
wrong.
absolutely
Big
not.
sponsor of theirs to
Motul's
begin with,
everything.
so.
There's the typical F1 light that every Subaru owner does. The parent fender shrouds and boost cover, air oil separator, which changes the game in reliability. It's from IAG. It's absolutely outstanding. There really are no words for how awesome air oil separators are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A big thing about that. A lot of the myths about that is what is it doing? What's it do? So the worst thing you want to do is mix that air with oil. And that will rob you from everything of horsepower, everything down the line. It'll gum up everything. So what happens was that those crankcases and that PCV valve, when it vents, especially with Subarus, you're going to get an extra dump of oil from the PCV valve. The crankcase sides, I've noticed, if you do a dual catch can setup, which is what the AOS is kind of simulating with that, is the crankcases are not going to produce too much because those rocker covers, they have something in them that'll catch the oil. But it's when you're starting to mix that oil in with your fuel and your air and everything, that's when you start degrading things. So that's one of the best things about the air oil separator, is it'll keep everything and keep it in that tank, and then the clean air is going out into the intake tract. So when you're actually putting that back into the intake tract, it's the clean air instead of the oil contaminated air, which is robbing you from all of everything that's going on in the combustion chamber. You don't want oil in there. So the air oil separator is a big deal on your PCV side of your Subaru. So that and a cylinder 4 mod, which I have, one of the 2 big things you can do for reliability for your Subaru that'll make a gigantic difference. Also, I would recommend, if you have Subaru, Motul doesn't make coolant, do they?
No.
No.
So
OEM
Subaru super freaking coolant. I cannot talk enough
Absolutely.
about it. Holy shit. I legit saw my temperature gauge went down a little bit, and it has been that way ever since I used the cylinder 4 cooling mod and Subaru super coolant. That stuff is magical for your Subaru cooling system.
So I actually have a bit of a rebuttal about the
shout out Coilrad.
I actually have a bit of a rebuttal about the cylinder 4 cooling mod.
Okay, now which one? There's see,
All of
I
them.
run VMS.
The mod in general.
Okay, what's
So,
up? What's
an
up?
article that I read from a lot of different Subaru owners who have all corroborated this.
Okay.
It doesn't really do much.
Okay.
The only actual fix to the heating issue with the cylinder 4 is equal length headers. The only real fix for it is equal length headers. Because
Interesting.
On STI?
In general, I believe.
For me, it's peace of mind that the cooling that was cooling in cylinder 4 that's just sitting there is actually moving somewhere now. That's what I like. It's peace of mind, but I do see what you're saying. So for $100, right? What do you really? That's what the VMS and Get a Dom is pretty much going to be. I think there's Torque Solutions is another one who has that mod out there.
The whole point, though, is to not keep the coolant sitting next to the ring of fire.
Bam.
For those who don't know what the ring of fire is.
It's cylinder
4. Cylinder 4. So you got the equal length or unequal length headers that come around, and they wrap around to where the up pipe is, and of course they have the oil filter right there. So anybody that's ever done their own oil change, been a tech possibly like myself, you have that is today the day where I'm going to burn all 5 fingers at once trying to screw this thing off. That particular area there, that holds a lot of heat. And basically any of that coolant that's pooling up in that area is going to get external heat from that area. That's the hottest point of the whole engine bay because there's so much exhaust manifold that's coming through. So, I mean, people say, well, that's a crappy design and stuff like that, but actually, for the time being, that was the best design that they could do for heat dispersion because they kept it all on the turbo side. And the whole thing is that if you keep it on the turbo side, it's there, but then it's out right away, out the exhaust and gone.
Best mod, full modal drain valve.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, drain valve.
Love it.
Awesome. I work at a bank, man. I'm not a mechanic. That is the best mod.
Dude, for the DIY, so you to do your own oil changes, man,
Zero mess. They make a nipple fitting. You can plug a hose right into it and put it right in your drain
WX, obviously. Oil filter's on top, so I jack the car up a little bit, open it, let it drain, and then the rest is on top.
Just remember,
the EJs, everything's on the bottom.
For the on-top oil filter, you got to get the anti-drain back valve oil filter. That's you just have to.
I will rebut the Fumoto.
Okay.
I love
Go ahead.
You can't get
you
can't get all the oil out of the oil pan with the Fumoto. It
holds
a little bit of the old oil in there, which gets mixed back in.
I jack mine up for the STI. on the right side, which would be the passenger side.
Trying
When
to put
you
all the
jack it
oil
up like
back.
that, all the oil goes
Yeah,
from
to
the
the one
pan
side of
out
the pan.
sideways.
You still have that
Yes.
little bit that screws up in there that prevents a little
For
bit of oil.
sure, and even with your regular drain plug, I believe that's true too.
You still get a little
You still
residual.
get a little, but right, you're
But that's
mixing
going
that
that's
fresh.
going back to the air oil separator and all that because that traps all
That'll
that bad
bring
oil
that
Right.
down.
and disperses it.
That air oil
Yeah.
separator on a port
One of
injection
the-
engine is critical to keeping
Yes.
that carbon down on your
And-
valves.
Absolutely.
Oh, especially with the direct.
So
Yes.
those guys that
direct injections.
walnut
Yeah,
blasting every
old DJs
30,000?
don't have to worry about
Yeah,
it.
I need to do that walnut blasting. I heard great things
It's
about that.
It's
It's big.
nothing compared to like catch cans
Actually,
are
I did that
nothing
with my
compared to an air oil separator.
No.
Catch
Oh
cans
no,
are
no,
great.
yeah.
They're
What's the difference? Catch can you have to
You
empty.
have to
Yep,
empty.
you
I have
to empty it
mine.
almost every oil change or almost every fuel.
Every
fill.
other,
change
yeah,
on
no
what
shit.
your
car does.
Every other.
Yeah. It's just awesome.
All right, so what's going on? My name is Jason, president of 845Subie. Club started in 2017. The original founder of the club was my friend Kevin. He started the club. I was literally at the gym. I had a Civic Si. I saw his car outside, started talking to him. His build was crazy. He invited me out for coffee. Like, he was like, hey, what are you doing Sunday? I was like, not much. I met up with him for coffee. I thought it was going to be just him. And before you know it, like 4 Subarus pulled up. It was kind of weird. I moved my car because I had a Civic Si. I was like, I didn't know this was a car meet. So I met all the guys. It was, like I said, 4 members at the time. He asked me if I was from the area. Told him, yeah, I went to high school here. So we threw our first meet. It was probably like 20 cars. And then one of them is a owner of a local restaurant. So Ready Coffee was going to be opening in Wappinger. So we did a grand opening for them. And when I tell you there was like 200 cars there, it was insane. Like so many cars popped out. Later that night, a bunch of car clubs started following us on Instagram, like 845 car this, 845 car that. And that really like drew a lot of attention to us. And that's how we gained a lot of our followers. And then we started doing a lot of like car meets after that.
Yeah.
So
And we still do the Dunkin' meets and stuff like that. Westage Fishkill is a big spot over by the Walmart. Another big spot that we do like a lot of where I was filming my After Dark videos
Yeah.
and stuff like that was the one over in Wappingers Falls across from Dairy Queen, right on Route 9. So I mean, these are all easy access places that anybody that wants to pull up. I mean,
yeah,
we're always
the best part
welcome.
about it was like after we did that one huge meet, other groups started coming alive and started doing their own meets. So instead of us having to host them and like kind of control them, we were able to just ride out to them and hang out, you know?
Yeah.
So it was cool, definitely. But yeah, we grew a lot. We're up to how many on the Facebook?
Over 1,000.
Yeah, we have
Well
like over 1,000
like 1,500
followers on Facebook. Instagram, we're up to like almost 7,000. So we definitely grew a lot since 2017. I didn't really know much about cars, honestly. Like, I just liked them, and Kevin kind of helped me build my car. I have a 2019 WRX on bags. I wrapped it last year. So
Also looking to do a lot of collaborations with even some charitable organizations like James Warriors, which for those
Yep.
of you that don't know James Warriors, that is a suicide prevention and suicide awareness group that we have done a few meets already with in the past. Some big ones too over at Dutchess Stadium.
Yeah.
We're possibly looking to, I don't know if it's a go or not yet, possibly looking to lock down Middletown Fairgrounds.
yep, we're going to be doing an event over there hopefully this season. We do a lot of collabs with Clean Culture. They take great
Yep.
care of us. We go there with a lot of cars. We set up our booth. We have merch for sale. So they're a great group as well, Clean Culture.
Shout out Clean Culture and Nick as well.
Yeah, Nick's great.
Yeah. Who was originally from Middletown, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So
he shows the
he-
845 a lot of love.
Oh yeah, and for those that don't know, that aren't from the area and stuff like that, 845 is the Hudson Valley area code, encompassing about 5 counties in total.
Yeah.
I think it's 5 counties. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where we get the numbers 845 from. But it's getting to the point where it's basically just worldwide now. So
Yeah. It's kind of amazing, though. We do events out. Wicked Big Meet is what, like 2.5 hours from where we are?
yeah, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe like closer to 3 hours.
So it's the biggest.
Stafford Springs,
It's
Connecticut.
the biggest Subaru event in the nation. So people from all around go there, and it's kind of amazing because, like he said, our name is 845Subie, but when you meet people from 6 hours away and they've been following us since day one, and they are so happy to finally meet us in person. They're buying our merch, even though they're not from the 845. It's a great feeling.
Absolutely. And that, it's cool that it's like recognizable too, because I was actually at a couple years back, Ocean City, Maryland, and there was not another Subaru in sight. And this guy comes up, he's like, "You got an 845Subie sticker?" I'm like, "Yeah, why? You know us?" And they were like, "Yeah, I've come up all the way to New York to one of the meets that you guys were at." I'm like, okay, cool. And then I got to talking and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and met up with a bunch of other people down there. And I kind of was like, I was kind of like doing God's work, you know what I mean? I was on a mission at that point. I started spreading the news and stuff like that. I'd be like, oh yeah, we got a couple people down here that know who we are and stuff like that. So if you want to check us out, and then I plugged my channel and stuff like that. Which anybody that's seen Twisted Color Media knows that 845Subie is a main staple on that channel. It's a big part of like the After Dark series and stuff like that. And that's what's great about being a part of this group is that there's just so much outreach to like the automotive community and even outside the automotive community to like the charitable communities such as James Warriors and stuff like that. We're definitely looking to link up with some more groups and sponsors and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, I think, did you guys mention the 845Subie racing team already?
I did mention it, but I'll do it again. I'll show a little thing here that this is actually a door magnet for a race car.
Phil, you want to let them know a little bit about what we're going to be doing with that?
Yeah, so coming in here with 845Subie Racing, we are putting together a club race team. We're going to be building a fresh car from the ground up. Haven't really settled on the car just yet, but we're thinking it's going to be an 0405 WRX. Again, full ground-up build. The plan is to take it to autocross, to regular road course racing, and if we can get out there to some rallycross events.
Absolutely.
So we are actively racing out there, not necessarily as a club, but I am representing 845Subie this year and getting out there and racing. I'll be out there at Lime Rock. I'll be out there at New Jersey Motorsports Park, Thompson Speedway in Connecticut. Racing the autocross at Wicked Big Meet this year, and several times at Tech City in Kingston.
That's going to be sick.
So, what about York? Are you going to be doing Boxer Fest?
On the fence on Boxer Fest. I'm trying to set up my NASA HPDE check ride to move me up to the next level, hoping to get to instructor level in time for the rest of these guys to get some seat time. But yeah,
have you done Wicked Big Meet before?
I have not done the Wicked Big Meet autocross before. I have done my research though. I've watched hours of footage and looked at several years of times. Some of the times that these guys are putting down are crazy.
Yeah,
33 seconds on that course is phenomenal.
Some of those guys are really wrecking it out there. They're pretty insane.
Excited that Scott Speed's going to be out there this year, and he's going to be giving coaching to all of the rallycross drivers and the autocross drivers. So he's going to be getting in the car with me and telling me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong and where to improve. I'm super excited to get that seat time with Scott.
I did a ride along, what was it? I think 2 years ago now with Scott Speed, and that was insane. I had no clue what I was going to be getting into.
2023, right?
Or it was 2022.
22.
Yeah, because it was when the VB was first announced that they were releasing it. So they had the car there. They weren't able to answer a lot of questions because it wasn't officially released yet. But I asked as much questions as I can, and the Subaru guy that was there was like, hey man, you just want to ride along with Scott Speed. So I thought I was going to be going in the VB. So I was like, all right, whatever. That thing's stock, can't be that fast. So I go on the track. They have me signing waivers. They're like, you got to put a helmet on with a mask. I was like, what the heck? And I ended up going in his actual car. So that was amazing.
The rally car, that is.
Yeah, that was official. It's on YouTube. So that was cool.
Just remember, you don't have to go fast on the track to have fun.
Yo, it was nuts, man.
But going fast is quite fun. But you don't have to go fast to have fun. I'm smiling every time I get off the track without incident.
What's great about what we're trying to do with 845Subie Race Division is that we are we're trying to start off with like an entry level car, such as like an older WRX and stuff like that. Build it from the ground up so we can all be kind of in tune with the car and what it's going to feel like, handle with, and stuff like that. And then we have somebody like Phil that's more experienced go and see what it can really do, but then maybe take somebody that's a little less experienced. Maybe they've driven around a little bit and hit some tight turns on the road, but they've never actually been in a sanctioned event. And get to have them maybe sit in with Phil stuff once we got these cars done, or this car done rather, and be able to get some pointers to maybe make it better for them as an entry level driver to be able to get a fairly decent lap time on the board. We're not talking maybe top 10 or anything, but still.
You could put it sideways.
Just to learn where your turn-in points are, your braking points. Right. What can the car handle? You won't ever learn what a race car can handle until you know where it breaks free. You've got to learn that braking point, and you got to do it on a track that's forgiving, like a Lime Rock that's got a lot of runoff.
Especially that first turn.
For you guys that have never raced, get out there to an autocross. Go out to Kingston, Tech City. It's really inexpensive. Yeah, it beats up your car a little bit, but it gets you that comfort level and that sensitivity in the car, you understand that, wait, I don't need to invest a lot of money in the suspension of a Subaru. It handles pretty darn well in a track setting out of the box.
Yeah. I'm on airbag suspension and I full send it everywhere I go. So.
Yeah. Rule of thumb, usually, like when you're starting out with the racing thing, if you don't have any type of modified suspension, that's a great point to start. Like the engineers hook the suspension up really well. 100%. And if everything's not worn out, learn how to drive like that, because that car, for you to reach the limit of that car, even on the track stock, you probably have to gain experience first, like I did. Who doesn't think they know how? You know, everyone. Like I thought I was going to be good. I thought I was going to be fast. I thought I was going to be great. And then you get humbled, and then you really have to figure out what's going on out there, because racing is a completely different thing. Grip is a completely different thing. Yeah. And if you're racing rallycross, now you're going from grip to asphalt. So now you're trying to transition. Now remember, your front tires are on the asphalt, but your rear tires are on the dirt. So now you have to figure out what that's going to do and how that's going to understeer and how that's going to oversteer the car. So get used to your car.
Are going to be like the hardest part, going from asphalt to dirt, right?
Yeah.
So, especially if it's asphalt to dirt in a turn.
100%. It's crazy.
That's why I love the snow drifting, man.
Yes, that's why Subarus are so balanced for snow drifting and everything. The diffs are set up so nice where, you know, the STIs you can throw to the rear a little more and you can play with them. They're a little more tail happy.
Body roll either, which is nice.
It's incredible, and that just lets you use the throttle to turn the car, and that's what's super fun about driving the Subarus in the snow, all-wheel drive in the snow like that. Any all-wheel drive platform like that in the snow is amazing if you know how to do it and know what you're doing. And just be safe. We're always safe. But yeah, track driving like that, get to know your car first, and 100%. Then try and do suspension maybe one at a time. Just maybe little things. Little increments, and then see how that works.
You want to start with something, start with a rear sway bar upgrade.
Boom.
And then I was already about to say that. Yep. Yeah. So I was going to say that's a big thing, especially shout out White Line for this, because they do make a 3-way adjustable sway bar. 24, I think 22 and 24, I'm pretty sure is for
22 is the best for the track.
Yeah.
Just speaking from years of experience, 22 on the Subaru, but middle setting, going to be the way to go.
So what's great,
though, is if you want more of a rear wheel feel, though, if you have it on the stiffest setting, which is third setting, that will actually make it track around the turn like it wants to sway the ass out a lot more, which is how I prefer it. That's how I have my WRX set up. And I, just even driving around the roads here and stuff like that, hitting up the really tight turns like Hawks Nest, Bear Mountain, stuff like that. Yeah. I've done, I don't know if I should say this out loud, but I've done like around those turns almost 70 miles an hour, and that thing tracked. It started to drift out and stuff like that. And as soon as you fed the gas, where you pointed the wheel is where it went. So I got a big shout out to White Line. They
good stuff.
Well, I have full White Line on mine, so I got a lot of other stuff done. I got the end links. I got the fully adjustable sway bars front and rear.
I'm going to be doing the White Line anti-lift kit.
Yes, okay, so nice. Anti-lift is huge, especially with that. So let's talk about that for a little bit. So an all-wheel drive car is going to have, I always say it, there's an inherent understeer that's going to happen with the car, meaning when you're trying to turn, it's going to push. The weight of the car is going to plow forward. Even though you're turning the wheel, the thing's still going to be going straight. Yeah. So to battle that with the all-wheel drives, now, let's not say that the VAs and VBs do a great job at balancing that understeer, oversteer, but our old GDs, damn, they understeer like crazy.
Even some of the VAs, though, like the VA WRXs, I have to say, they tend to, at least the ones I've driven and stuff like that, they tend to... They tend to have more understeer than, say, like the 2020 STI was. There's something a little bit different about. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of things different because that's actually tuned by STI. But you know, there's things to be perfected on those, which is great because that's why the WRX is like an entry level vehicle like that, because there's things that you can tune on it to make it more geared towards your driving habits, your driving style, especially if somebody's going to try and take it to, you know, be a weekend warrior, take it to a track or something like that. And what's great about there being,
it's definitely going to be a learning experience for all of us with the racing crew.
Oh yeah,
you know,
Phil's going to have to teach us, man.
Endless modifications that are out there for it.
It's amazing.
I mean, the one thing to think about with the track is everybody's worried about power. Don't worry about power is not important for a track day. Yeah. Suspension and braking.
And
those are your two most critical things on the track. Don't
Jimmy,
worry
you could
about
definitely
power.
hit that. We have a member that's on a stock block that's pushing around that. So you could definitely do that with the WRX.
And also one thing I remember I
Going
took
for
away
500.
from
Oh, yeah.
watching things
On
like
an E-tune, you'll
Yes.
make 500. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, build the bottom end for that.
Yeah.
He said he was going to leave it stock bottom end. He said.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Justin really is. He's full
Okay.
bolt on and he's pushing right around that.
I mean,
Yeah,
you may
it's
want to
doable.
ARP the
It's
heads,
doable.
but
Right,
Yeah.
right. So maybe head
a
studs
matter
or
of
something
time,
like
right?
that. But
Yeah.
you don't have to do rods and stuff like that.
don't have
yet.
to.
No, you don't
Yeah.
have to. You can push it to that. Absolutely.
Shout out to Jimmy too. He's going to be helping us out with the media crew as well. So
Nice, awesome, Jimmy.
yeah, we need help. We're going to be dispersed this year.
Yeah, we're gonna be all over the map, especially
yeah.
Wicked Big
Oh
Meat.
my
Wicked
gosh.
Big Meat is gonna be crazy because I mean, I'll be found out in the back lot for the majority of that.
Yeah,
time.
we're going to have the,
we'll get you outside more.
what do we got at Wicked Big? We got the booth.
Yep, we got which is huge,
We
man.
probably
Like,
have
if you
cars.
realize, so I've been going to Wicked Big
So
Meat. How long have I
amazing.
owned my car? Gonna be 6 years. I've been going to Wicked Big Meat for 6 years, and like when I first went my first time, I was like, "This is crazy." And like now that we're an actual vendor and a part of
In
it,
there.
huge. Like how we
It's
got there is
so
amazing.
nice.
Not only are we a vendor, we're working the event, we're
Yep.
driving at the events.
Yep.
We're probably going to
Exhaust
have
comp. We
cars
got
at the
everybody
car
and
show at the
everything.
event. I mean, we're
Yeah.
covering every aspect.
Every
of that.
aspect, and then of course we'll be doing the backlot bonus for those cars that couldn't be involved.
And how cool is backlot bonus at Wicked Big Meat? That's something you never get to
Yep.
see.
That's
Remember,
where all-
everyone drove their freaking Subarus for miles to get to Wicked Big Meat, and they never
Thousands
show
of
the freaking parking lot.
Yeah.
This shit's nuts.
It's
like I
crazy.
always
It's a car
say,
show in
the
itself.
parking lot
Literally,
is
yeah.
a car show in itself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, you got to remember, there's only certain space for everyone to get into the car
right.
show.
Right.
So all those people probably applied, didn't get in for whatever reason. Those are the people you're going to see in the parking lot.
Yeah.
There are some
It's
crazy
amazing.
builds.
Crazy
amazing,
build.
yeah, amazing
My
cars.
favorite-
Every
when I
year
first
they
got
cover
the
it,
car,
find
like,
something new.
completely stock. I used to love Wicked Big Meat just for the ideas of what I could do to my car.
Oh.
Because you see some stuff on those cars and you're like, how did he get this? Where did he get this part from? So just like going there and seeing like what you could possibly do to yours was the best. Like
And
that's where I got my build ideas from, honestly.
Wow. And then you can go talk to that person because
Yeah.
he's probably sitting right there by the
Exactly.
car. So you can ask him all about what he did to his car. And I'll tell you what, 99% of those people are going to be completely exuberated to tell you all
Yeah,
about their
100%,
build.
yeah.
Like they're just going to be over
Oh,
the
yeah.
moon that you want to talk to them about their
Everybody
car.
there is personable. Yeah, every single
yeah.
person that's
I
there,
have-
they
I
all
haven't
have
had-
that
yeah,
same
right,
like
yeah,
mentality,
it's-
that same drive, that same.
Everyone's
same
there for the
focus.
same reason. If you
Yeah,
drove your
right.
car hours and hours to come hang out at the Subaru meet all day like that, and the car shows you get stuck in the car show, it's
Yeah.
a level of dedication for some of the people.
And that's
Yeah.
what we were
Yeah,
talking
it
about
definitely
earlier.
is.
So I was explaining earlier, like, oh, that like,
It's fine.
yeah, I was explaining earlier how it's amazing. You're meeting people from 6 hours away, that are meeting at Wicked Big Meat, and then you run into them and like, oh my God, I've been following 845Subie for 2 years on Instagram. Like, nice to meet you. Can I buy a key tag? So like, them not even living or knowing much about where we're from, but still supporting and buying that with our logo is amazing.
It's
Kind of
awesome.
like the people I was talking about in Maryland and stuff like that. That
Yeah.
was like, how the hell? I'm 5 hours away from like the lowest point in New York. How the hell do you know us? And they know
Yeah.
us. But actually, I want to roll back a little bit. Talking about like how long we've been going to Wicked Big Meat for. Joe, how long you been going to Wicked Big Meat for?
This will be the third year now.
This is the
Oh,
third
really?
year.
Yeah,
All right.
I have stuff from back from 2019 where I would go meet you guys. I have it on my Instagram. I'd meet you guys and hang out. I actually couldn't go to Wicked Big Meat, but I met you guys and hung out in the freaking
parking
pre-meet
lot.
for,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
hour before we
Yeah,
went.
like West
I
End
fixed
stuff.
someone's Subaru. Someone's coolant freaking
Yeah.
reservoir went, their secondary coolant tank. We went into Home Depot.
Yo.
JB welded a fitting on, and he made it to Wicked,
Wicked
Big
Big
Meat.
Yo, that's
so
sick.
I've been like
The rollout
really
in itself,
weird in
right?
between
Like
the club.
meeting at 6
Nuts.
in the morning or whatever it is, and
with 20 cars.
and just seeing 20, 30 cars just cruising for a
Cruising.
All
3-hour
paid
ride.
for
Yep.
for
The
3
whole
hours.
way.
Yeah, so
Like I
couldn't
honestly
make
missed
it,
the
but-
rollout ever since we became a vendor. Obviously, I go up the night before, but
Right.
the rollout was amazing, man. It was
Yeah.
so
The day of
organized.
rollout, because we do have
Yeah.
a rollout for like some of us that go the day before and stuff like that,
Exactly,
like myself.
And
But it's only
rollouts-
like 6, 7 of us that are going and stuff
Right.
like that. It's
So
not-
rollouts are awesome. They're super organized. We usually have a lead for the rollout who's communicating. He's got Waze on.
Yeah.
He's
Discord.
got multiple apps and maybe even a navigator with him. So they're pushing And we're cruising, we're having fun, and you're going up, and everyone's looking out for each other. We have a follow person who's making sure everyone's getting to where they need to go.
Basically a chaperone on the side.
Basically a chaperone.
There's
and
always somebody
really
that's usually
cool.
filming.
Someone's filming.
The rollers.
We're all gonna do rollers past each other. We're all gonna mess around with each other, have fun. But it's we keep it right. We keep it in between the lines there. Let's see who's.
His camera.
Who's
But
joined
we got another
here?
one going still. It did?
No, it didn't. It just turned off.
Oh, okay.
Chris joined.
So
What's
we're back on?
happening, Chris? College Eggs joined.
Nice. What up?
Heck yeah.
Thanks for joining in.
Kolili Eggs. I'm sorry
this
if
is
I'm
pretty much
butchering some of this
This is
stuff.
our first one that we're doing. This is kind of
Yeah.
a trial run.
Rough cut,
Want to
yeah.
talk about the plans for the next ones going forward, bringing sponsors in, letting them promote their business.
Yes. So the plan is to broaden the reach of this podcast, and if this does well and everyone wants to come on, this will be an avenue for all of our sponsors and our venues to come on and chat with everyone and chat with the community about what they want to do, what their focus is, what their vision is, how they want to interact with the clubs, and just what they want to do, what their whole business model is, and we're here to help promote that as
We're
well
always
as
networking with as many people as possible that share the
Network.
same like-minded focus towards the automotive community and stuff like that. And actually something that I want to roll back on real quick, we were talking about like how many in terms of like the main shows that we go to, like Wicked Big Meat, which is like that's for Subaru enthusiasts, Wicked Big Meat is like the Super Bowl, right?
Oh, come on.
So I have to say, I think out of everybody in this club, I think I've been going to Wicked Big Meat the longest. I've been going since before I was old enough to drive. I was in my mid-teens. I went with a couple of friends that they were older than me, so they got their license ahead of time, obviously. So I rolled as a passenger. And this is back when they were at the ski lounge, which I'm not going to say the name of the ski lounge because I have no idea how to pronounce it, but it was in Worcester, Mass. And that was the first location, at least that I could remember of, that Wicked Big Meat was at. And that's how long I've been going to it. So we're talking back in like 2009 or something like that. You know what I mean?
James is definitely one of the OGs of Wicked Big Meat.
Absolutely.
Because of that that Massachusetts heritage that it had. Because you got to remember, so Wicked Big comes from Massachusetts, I believe.
It's a New England slang.
It's a New England slang term, so it made sense.
Wicked Big, Wicked Good, stuff
right.
like that.
So originally, now it's in Connecticut, so it still makes sense because it's close to that area. But I got to think that was the origin of Wicked Big Meat. Was that
in Danbury and they say it
Massachusetts?
over there.
Okay,
Yeah,
so they do.
I've never personally
Dunkin'
been
Donuts shout out New England.
Boxer Fest. I've never personally been to, but you guys attend it every year.
Yeah.
So Boxer Fest.
Last
Explain
3
it.
years.
It's pretty much a Wicked Big Meat on a little bit of a smaller scale, right?
No, actually, it's
about the same size now.
It's the same size.
Really?
We
At
get
the
about
York
7.
Fairgrounds.
I
Oh, wow, I
think
always
last
thought it
year
was a
was
little bit
$6,000 to 7,000 plus. For
Not counting
people.
walk-ins at that time.
This year, I got the sheet. I don't know. I think I'm allowed to say this. There's 8,000 expected for Wicked Big Meat this year.
Wow.
We got our full.
That's not
plan,
counting walk-ins
itinerary.
and all that stuff, right?
That is.
And
It
everyone
is,
that's
okay.
in the
Ticket sales
845,
and
like,
walk-ins.
it's a Subaru event, but you don't have to have a Subaru to attend it. You
Oh,
should
no.
definitely come out. It's a vibe. It's a great
That's
time.
What's great about the Subaru community is that they are always accepting other cars, other
Yeah.
builds.
They're big
There's
in
Subarus.
dogs.
There
Big
is
dog.
the dog. Please bring your dog.
Yeah.
it's
We
amazing.
bring my dog all the time.
Yeah.
Luna's like our mascot.
Luna loves it. Luna's.
There is this awesome. If you guys haven't seen it, it's all over social media. So there is a, I think it's an 08 or an 09 WRX STI hatch that somebody has a Skyline RB26 swap into. Cherry red
that thing's crazy.
valve cover
was
on
at,
it and stuff like that. Yeah.
That was at the pre-meet last year at Subie Mod's location,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
And
Bucky has that on his video. Actually,
Yeah.
he walked around and checked that one
Yep.
out because that's how
People
can
go
you
nuts
not
over
check
that car. So that's
out?
just it. It's like even
Yeah.
if you're a diehard Boxer engine fan and somebody goes and swaps something else into it, you don't really get that much flack. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. I wonder how that drives and how that balances out and blah blah blah."
Oh, well, dude.
People are more inquisitive about it than they are ready
Yeah.
to hate on it.
Well, we
So,
have everything. We have factory 5s, which are these custom cars that you get pretty much
Roasters.
a kit for, and you throw a freaking 2-liter in it. And
2.5.
2.5, you throw a 2-liter in it. And we have Exo Truck. Shout out Exo Truck if you guys haven't seen that. That usually comes out to, I believe, he's Northwest. You can't quote me on that, but he's out west, I believe, with Bucky. He has a crazy, he builds them himself. They're like those VW sand rails. It's all cage tubing, and he put the STI motor in it. So
in the back, right?
A freaking monster.
Yeah.
I believe so. I think one might be in the front, one might. He builds all types of them. So you're going to see at these builds all types of Subaru builds, everything from stance, everything from aesthetic to actually the full VSC rally builds. VSC is going to bring out their $1 million freaking rally cars for you to see.
Sick.
And it's just
sick.
nuts. So
And also shout out VSC because we've been over to them a couple of times now, and they've been just super accepting of us in terms of being a part of the Subaru community and the greater part of like Rally USA, Subaru of America.
Subaru of America,
shout out
Subaru Motorsports.
Dude, we're
Subaru
lucky. We have a lot of big
Motorsports
hitters
USA.
that are supporting us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's getting big. It's
Huge.
crazy.
Subi Mods is a big hitter.
Yeah, shout
And
out
they
to
always
Subi
throw. I gotta shout out Subi Mods for their pre-meet that they throw before Wicked Big Meet, because that is always lit every single time you go in there. By all means, if you're gonna go to their pre-meet, go early because you will not find a parking spot.
Yeah. And it sets the tone for the next day for like
It
what
does.
you're going to be getting into, you know?
Yeah, and
So-
it makes it a 2-day event, which
Yeah,
is even
exactly.
better.
Yeah,
because
technically,
Wicked Big Meet
We're not
goes,
just sitting in a
boom!
hotel or parking by ourselves, you know?
Right.
Technically,
done.
I'm gonna
In the
do a
flash
shameless
of an
plug
eye.
here. There's also a third pre-meet that happens that day, and that is
Oh.
Dave and Buster's in Manchester, Connecticut, over by the big
Yes.
mall.
Hosted by us.
Hosted by 845Subie. I got a bunch of us together 2 years ago and said, I'm staying at this hotel that's got this big mall lot. Can we just all kind of go to Dave and Buster's and chill
Right,
for a
and
little bit?
remember- so-
and then, man,
was
people just showed up.
I think it was 3 years ago. It might have been 3 years ago where like we were all at separate hotels and like everyone that's going to Wicked Big Meet. So you see some pretty cool cars, right?
Yeah.
But we're like, why not get everybody together the night before? So ever since we've been doing it, it attracts a lot of people that are already in the area looking for something to do.
So yeah, definitely
Right,
anybody
like,
that's going
we got
up
cars
the
out
night
there ready.
before,
Let's hold something.
if you're in the Manchester
And
area,
the lots,
check it out.
the lot's huge.
Yeah.
We could literally have 200 cars in that lot for Dave and Buster's. They wouldn't
Yeah.
bat an eye because it's like part of a movie parking lot, part of a hotel parking lot. It's just it's
long as you respect the
enormous.
lot, I mean, yeah.
And
Yeah.
last year, half a Subi Fest came.
Yeah,
Literally, yeah.
literally.
And so this year we actually are inviting them. So we should have this whole entire humongous party going on for that night before at Dave and Buster's.
might-
The night before, come hang, come
might be
party.
able to have another special
Let's talk
guest
about
like last
our
year.
community
Yes,
here. So, in the
special
845,
guests for sure.
Our plan is we kind of want to start doing night meets again because we get a lot of outreach from people that are in this area that are, they want to hang out at night meets, but they're afraid of the takeovers. We have a parking lot that we've been using for the past 2 years, and we kind of want to bring it back this year. We mentioned the one where we used to do our trunk or treats and stuff.
Yes.
So we're going to
Came
get that
already
rolling
up.
again for the community. Everyone wants to be out at night. They just don't know where we're allowed to go.
Yeah, because everybody works during the daytime and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So we want to accommodate people like us. We all have day jobs and stuff like that, and we're all kind of just trying to meet up and hang out and socialize
Because we
and
used
stuff
to
like
throw
that. talk
bangers,
about our
man. We
cars.
used to
Yeah.
have 100+ cars go to that parking lot. It can
Oh,
fit
yeah.
easy. It's just a matter of, for a while we were scared about the takeover guys. We don't want to get the cops called and everything.
Yeah,
but
we don't want to become unsanctioned.
we have the permission to go there. We have a contract. We just have to control it and make sure that it doesn't get ruined.
And now there's different businesses there that want to help us out. So we were going to help
Correct,
them
yeah.
out, and that's just going to help
I think Dunkin'
everybody
needs to
out.
sponsor us because we're
That
always
would
at
be
Dunkin'.
incredible.
Both of them,
yes,
the one in West Virginia.
yes, but the lot's incredible, and the night meets are great because the night meets is a place to hang out. Bring your car, show your car off.
Break
If
up
you're
the
doing stuff, break up the week. If you're doing stuff to your car all week long, you want to come show it off at the end of the weekend.
JP,
you
you
bring
wanna
it
come on
out.
And
Talk a little bit.
You bring it
when it
out.
comes with those night meets and
Guys,
stuff
we
like
got
that,
JP coming. Come on, JP. Tell them how you win those skateboards, man.
So here we are going to bring on. So right now we are bringing on this is a simulator rallycross champion right here. Okay,
And
so
drives-
he
daily
has
drives a rally car.
multiple awards in NASA rallycross.
Make sure my boy's hydrated.
Yes,
for this.
yes, we got to all make
all
sure we're hydrated.
You want me to fill
know?
with something?
But yeah, this is JP. He's looking right from his face. But yeah, no. So JP is our resident. He has a rallycross build, which is very unique to our builds because the really only one close enough. I used to rallycross it, but it's not really a build. It's still like on chain suspension. So JP is going to talk a little bit about his car and his build because it is It's unique, and it's
iRacing.
a freaking
about
monster. But yes, iRacing, of
car
course. We'll
first.
talk about that later, but car first. So it is a
2018. It's a 2018 Subaru WRX base model. That's what I started off with. It's a bit of a Frankenstein, though.
You gotta love it. It's the best Frankenstein.
Yeah, I've got the STI driveline from the flywheel back. Right now it's actually with a 3-puck clutch, so that's fun.
For the street.
Yeah,
I
for
might
daily
add.
driving. Yeah,
Chatter City.
yeah. And then my front seats, I broke the Brom driver side jumping over train tracks.
Is that what happened to that seat?
Yeah. So
Like
now
Fast
it's
and the Furious style?
Yeah, so now it's a NRG fixed seat.
Which we're looking for the duplicate of, correct?
Yes, I
we
need
still
to
need
get a
the
second
passenger.
one. Yeah, I still need a second one.
We need a passenger NRG if anyone has it out there. What model is it? If anyone knows,
It's the regular.
a fixed.
Yeah,
a fixed.
Yeah.
Anyone with a fixed, hit him up.
Which is why you have the removable steering wheel, since it's a fixed seat.
And the steering wheel, by
Yeah.
the way, has been signed by a couple of
Notable people.
motorsport legacy. Let's say.
So I got it signed by Bucky Lasik.
Okay,
I got
one.
it
Boom.
signed by Travis Pastrana.
2,
Rhiannon Gelsomino.
3.
And Scott Speed.
Boom! All on the same steering wheel.
Yeah,
How the hell did he do that?
I kind of need another steering wheel too. So
Yeah,
I
you
can
can
put
run
that
out of
one on the
room for
wall.
signatures. so-
that needs to be on the wall. But he did it with a paint pen, so it looks good. A gold paint pen on the
You know,
black wheel.
you mentioned something about a wall. Let's talk about the rest of the things that are up on that
Oh
wall
god, that's
and how they got there.
So I mean, I got a few trophies from like Clean Culture and stuff like that. That's not too bad. Then I got 2 skateboard decks from Bucky Lasik, signed by him. One is a 1 of 100, and the other is a 1 of 200. And I got them from Boxer Fest, beating Bucky Lasik on the iRacing simulators from Rick Motek.
Yes.
Daytona
Shout
track.
out, shout out.
Shout out
Motek.
Rick Motek.
Oh
We have
my
not
God.
mentioned them yet, so we apologize.
Frank, what's happening,
JC,
buddy?
Super shout
Oh
out.
no, I've been
Who got the
waiting.
one at Wicked Big Meat?
Rick Motek's been.
so-
it's the shout out for Rick
Dan
Motek
has-
Racing
So total,
Simulators.
how many boards?
We
do you
have 4.
4 total.
Yes, so
Yeah,
so
for total skateboard decks, one.
let's talk about that real quick. 845Subie has the most wins in the Beat Bucky Challenge out of anyone, anywhere, all around, and I know that because I've actually been holding the Beat Bucky Challenge with Subaru and Subaru of America and Subaru Motorsports
With Rick Motek.
Rick Motek for the past since its inception, I
Yeah.
think, since the first. So I have the catalogs
Most
of
winningest
everyone who's
team
won.
so far.
845Subie has the most decks and has the most wins. So 845Subie's got some drivers.
Which also,
We've
let's
got
just-
the drivers.
coming for you.
Driver
I got
mod.
the 35 second tail.
Also, I gotta say though, shout out to the skate
Coming.
community because there is a huge correlation between Subarus and the skate community.
Yes.
I myself being a skater, or I guess former skater now since my neck injury. But yeah, no, big shout out to them, and that's what's really cool about having the skateboard deck as a trophy because it really links the two worlds together, which are two great communities, the automotive.
Shout
Subaru
out to
community.
Joe JCA. What up, my boy?
Yes.
Heck yeah.
JCA WRX. What's
Yep.
up?
On media as well.
Wow. Everyone on here. Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. But yes, so
anyway,
back to the car.
that.
Back to
Yeah,
the
so
amazing rally cross
STI
build.
driveline.
So the STI driveline, let's talk a little bit of that. Let's break that down. Now that's
With the
that's
DCCD.
not just the transmission. So everyone knows that the WRX has a 6-speed transmission, but it is not the same as the 6MT that comes in the STI versions. The 6MT is a full Group N built rally transmission that is made to handle the rigors of Group N rally. So that Ken Block car that we showed you that's on James's video from Wicked Big Meat, that transmission in there is the 6MT that you buy when you get the freaking STI. So he has to do that. He has to do hubs, axles, and differentials. And he had iWire put in his special controller.
so
Who
yeah,
installed all that?
So DCCD.
Saints and Sinners.
So let's shout out, shout out Saints and Sinners install of a freaking STI driveline in a WRX.
Yep. So I got that, and then with it, the iWire comes with a LCD screen, so this way you know
bias.
what the bias is, and I put that in the button area where the heated seat is on the STI, because obviously I don't have heated seats, and so we had to do a custom 3D print holder for it. So that's a one of one. It's a one-of-one piece in the car, so nobody else has it at all. So other than the STI driveline, I have 15-inch wheels, and to do that, I had to downsize my brakes and rotors. So I have 2006 and 7 WRX, not STI, calipers on the hubs, and only the rears need a adapter for it to.
But you had the press bearing and everything.
A caliper mount adapter.
It's direct.
Oh, it goes
So
right.
who,
Okay, nice.
who made that adapter?
There's a few companies.
Oh, okay, so there are.
Yeah,
so
there's a few companies.
So yeah, so if you're swapping out, the reason for that is to downsize the tire to a rally tire. So
Yes.
yeah, he'll.
And then the rotors are. There's only one company that makes them. It's DBA.
Yep.
Boom.
Through K&S.
Shout
Love
out
DBA.
Yep, actually, I got those on the WRX as well.
Amazing.
And
This breaks Australia for those that don't know.
Oh,
what DBA
that's
is.
yes. Yep.
Yes.
Shout out Riri.
and
Riri Gilspina.
yeah. So I had to go through that, and which kind of sucks because there's only a few websites that sell them. And then so I got 15-inch Method race wheels. They're direct fit on the hubs, so there's no ring that needed on the hub.
Right.
And then I'm running, what is it?
So he's hub centric, basically.
Yeah. What am I? I'm running 185, 65.
Yeah, they're thick.
I think it's 185.
Thick in terms of height.
Yokohama's, right?
No, right now it's Firestone all weathers.
Okay.
Because they look kind of like a winter tire, and they're great in all seasons.
Yes,
they're very great.
We can attest to that in Vermont.
Yes.
The thing is a freaking monster.
And that's
shit show
that's
that
with
was.
Climbing hills like
that's
you
with
wouldn't
a
believe.
worn-in tire too.
Right.
Lock the diff, and that thing
Yes.
is just forget about it, man. That's what I do at mine too. If you have an STI and you're struggling in the snow because it's rear drive bias and you feel it slipping all over in the
Lock
rear,
the diff
lock
all
that
the way.
diff. It's amazing. It's sales.
It's really awesome tech
it's
in
a
general.
great build.
Straight from the
Suspension wise, end links or
suspension wise, no end links, just
Okay.
rally suspension.
yes, Yellow
coilovers
Speed.
from Yellow Speed
Shout
USA.
out Yellow Speed USA.
And then that's really all for suspension. There's everything else is still, I think, stock suspension wise, like tie rods and I did switch out my rear control arms, but they're still a stock version. It's just so I have camber adjustment on it.
Oh yeah, that's a big deal especially for the rears. There's
Yeah.
really no adjustment back there except very small increments, I believe, through the rear subframe.
Yes.
But it's basic.
Let's also talk about the exhaust setup you got, because it does make a little bit of noise.
It's very tamed. So my exhaust, I have from the J-pipe back. It used to be catted from MA Performance. I had a burple tune at one point, and so that kind of destroyed the cat. So now I'm catless.
Nice. It's better to be catless anyway.
And then after the J-pipe is an NVIDIA N1 catback, single exit.
Nice.
You not flex fuel?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe eventually.
Come on, man.
Maybe
Just
Not
send
yet.
it. Cheaper gas.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but
More
go-
power.
And you
What's
get a
wrong?
Valero.
Cheaper?
Valero
gotta
in New York has E85.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And
just
Florries
in
at
case.
Fishkill, actually.
Oh, nice.
Oh, they got E85?
Not
Yeah,
bad.
Okay, cool.
Not
good to know
bad.
they
So
got
there
some more
is
stuff close
E85 around. I know
Yeah.
everyone's complaining. There's no E85.
Nah, around here we
There
definitely
is.
were
There's a
lucky.
little bit around.